there, folks. Hey, when I was walking through the park, someone on one of the park tables left a couple of pretty nice tomatoes. And I think they just abandoned them because there was no one around, so I got them in my bag. I actually carry an empty bag um, in my bag for food that I find when I walk. I When I look at these, they don't look damaged or dirty or anything, so I'm cool with using them. And I know that that's not everyone's values. I'm not advocating that you do this, but I'm good with it. Um, and it's nice to get free food and um, not waste food. And then as I was walking further on the sidewalk, um, I think someone in a passing car may have thrown this bread at me because something landed like a couple of few feet behind me with a whump on the sidewalk, or at least that's how it sounded. On my back, it was behind my back, and that's a bad thing. People shouldn't throw things at people from cars, um, but it happened. I don't know who did it. If it had hit me, this is pretty soft. It wouldn't have been, I don't think it would have been a catastrophe, but it's not a good thing. Anyway, I stuck it in my bag. What I decided to do is just, I don't have a lot of variety of ingredients at home. If you watch my videos, almost the only thing I ever buy in stores, in grocery markets, is fluid dairy products. So that's mostly skim milk or milk. Oh, there's 1%, 2% whole milk, and then there's half and half occasionally, which is half cream and half milk. And also, occasionally I drink a little pure cream. But anyway, that's what I mostly buy, or that's almost the only thing I buy. Like 90% of my diet is fluid dairy products. So I don't have anything to combine with these. So I decided I just combine them with each other. I got a big bowl and I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm gonna just tear this bread and put it in this bowl, and then I'm gonna tear up these tomatoes and do the same thing. And I'm a little worried about tearing these tomatoes. Unfortunately, I think, because I'm afraid stuff is gonna spurt. Unfortunately, I think I can tear them so they won't spurt too bad, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it because I'm going to have it down way in the bowl. I'm going to puncture it with my thumbnail here and kind of tear off a bit and kind of do that carefully. And I'm getting a slightly bigger bit now. And my thumb is going farther into the tomato. I'm being kind of a little bit slow and careful here. And I don't think I'll get any of the juices inside spurting. This should taste pretty nice, um, this combination. I guess I'll toss it together. Um, I do have some salt at the house here. I should say it's not that I'm poor. I mean, I can afford to buy the food I want. I'm blessed that way, and I live in a decent house. Um, and I have enough money. I just like to, oh, I like the feeling of being a little bit, street, so to speak, where I'm finding food on the street and actually turning it into something usable. Now, I've hit the core of this. Now, this is where it's tougher and it could spurt. I think I'm going to go to the outside on this side rather than try to tear apart the core. Yeah, I like the feeling of being a little bit street, kind of resourceful, like they call it feral, Feral. They talk about feral cats, which are the cats that don't have an owner. They just live in the alley and kind of catch as catch can. I wouldn't want to be feral all the time, but it's fun to do it a little bit. Okay, so that tore up okay. Um, Now I ended up with a little more tomato to bread. I'm gonna tear up a little more bread for this. Um, this bread's a little soggy. I don't know, whoever tossed through this, I don't know how they got it soggy. I should have probably dried it before I did the video, but then I got the video started. Now I'm gonna just eat this with my fingers. I mean, it's okay. It's not great, but hey, it was free. Uh, it it's relatively healthy. I mean, vegetables are thought to be healthy. Bread isn't super healthy, but it's not as low on the list as candy. Uh, I guess this bread might have a tiny bit of dirt on it from when it landed on the street. I don't know. I see a few little black marks, tiny ones. Maybe I should bring that closer. You can see just a little bit of black. Or maybe that was already there. I don't know why that's there. I still have one tomato, and I guess I'm sticking my thumbnail in there to start it. The first cut I get up just skin, or mostly skin, and then I start getting into the flesh a bit. Um, but it's healthy, it was free. It has a fun side to it. Um, Now, I could go get salt, but lately I used to be kind of a salt man. I got some tomato juice on my fingers. I'm actually going to wipe them in my hair. I don't have a napkin handy, and I do this when I have small amounts of residue of things on my fingers. I do sometimes use my hair. That could be hand lotion that I put on, and then there might still be a little, so I'll put in my hair. Sometimes I put some ointment up my nose, and then I'll rub it in my hair. The what's left on the fingers. Um, because at some point I'm going to have to come over there and turn off the camera. So, oh, let me, oh, I'm sorry. I should have taken that phone off the hook. A lot of times we get calls where there's no one on the other end. Um, and Andrea and Greg, please leave a message. Yeah, sounds like no message. Anyway, or I put on suntan or sunscreen and I kind of get some. With that, I actually don't like to rub it up here because, I mean, when sunscreen gets kind of melty, it starts coming down and it can come down into your eyes. But I might I kind of rub that all around. Well, in that case, you're actually supposed to get it on your fingers and rub it on your head or your face. But I don't know if people, I do rub sunscreen into my hair, and I do it to kind of get it off my fingers, but it probably gives your hair a little protection from the sun, from getting, I guess, dried out by the sun. I don't think it's not, I don't really do it for that reason. I just do it to get the last residue off my hands, but it does have that benefit. Um, anyway, yeah, I do have some salt that I could put on this, which would taste kind of nice, but I've gotten away from eating much salt. I used to put it on things a lot, but I know that there's a certain amount of criticism of salt. That's not really why I did it. I just did it. I just stopped because it's kind of a pain. Like if I wanted salt, I'd have to get up and go get it. And instead, I get to just sit here and start eating immediately. But also with salt, the flavor of it sometimes to some degree when I salt something, to some degree I only taste the salt. Of course I taste the other flavors, but to some degree just the salt. And when I don't put salt, I can kind of enjoy the other flavors. Maybe, well, in a way, maybe the other salt flavors are kind of more pleasant because they're kind of milder. Um, I'm not sure. I like salt. I can take it or leave it. If I had some salt sitting here, I probably would put a tiny bit on here, not a lot. But since I don't, that's fine too. Um, so you may never be in this exact situation with these exact ingredients, but just sort of seeing what I did with them might kind of inspire you sometime when you need to combine ingredients. Now, I did it with stuff that kind of came across my path, but you can combine stuff also that you actually bought. Um, yeah, I'm using my thumbnail mostly to dig into this, and I'm kind of careful. If I catch a resistance, I think maybe I dig in slowly, a little bit at a time, or I turn it, now I'm turning it downwards because I can see there's some juice right there. So I'm gonna kind of, now I'm taking off just the skin. To some degree, it's sort of a feel thing. A little flesh came off with that skin. Um, yeah, I'm turning it downwards. Um, so, um, just a set of ideas. You can use any or all of them or none of them, but I appreciate your watching. As I say, now I'm going to have to turn off the camera, so I'm kind of spreading out. I don't want to get any of this stuff on my mouse, so I'm kind of cleaning it as best I can. So, thank you.